won't you please make arrangements for poor me? Your hair's so doggone curly, and your eyes ain't blue. That is why, sweet baby, I'm making a fool about you. Hey, now tell me, sweet baby, who may your manager be? For many more little old questions, won't you please make arrangements for poor me? You know I ain't good looking, and I don't dress fine, but when you come to loving, I'll pacify your mind. Hey, now tell me, sweet baby, who may your manager be? For many more little old questions, won't you please make arrangements for poor me? Yes, gal. One more little thing, baby, I want you to bear in mind. When you get my paycheck, I give you my last dime. Hey, now tell me, sweet baby, who may your manager be? For many more little old questions, won't you please make arrangements for poor me? I wish I was like a little fish swimming in the sea, so a woman like you could take a little fish at me. Hey, now tell me, sweet baby, who may your manager be? For many more little old questions, won't you please make arrangements for poor me? Thank you. What's going on?
It's about 22.
No, you one word? Okay, I'm going to play two more. Of course, the Austin Friends of Traditional Music welcomes all kinds of traditional music. It is not by any means strictly limited to American. In fact, we like it better that it's not, of course. And so I'm going to play this piece, which was field recorded in Africa, in the area, I forget what they used to call it, it's now Zaire. Yeah, we got a hum up here. Some of you folks that listen to Dan Del Sano's World Music Show on KUT may have heard this name before. Jean Bosco Mwenda from Zaire. No? Well, anyway, he wrote this piece. It's called Masanga. I hope you like it.
That's John Henley.
Lively note than that. Okay, I'll play it short, real short. First song I sang was a blues advice song. This song has no words, but it's also a blues advice song. It's called "Don't Let My Baby Catch You."
How about that one? John Henley. And if you'd like to hear him again, tune in to a live set on KUT 90.5 FM on November the 18th. John will be making an appearance along with Stephen Giacchetti from San Antonio. I'll ruin my back here, I guess, anyway. At 8 o'clock on November 18th, he'll be on the air. I know that we have a lot of people listening to Folkways out there, I hope, on Saturday mornings. Do you have this one, Rita? All right. I'm Dan Foster, and I do part of that program. David Overman's running around here in a pork pie hat. If you see him, shake his hand. He made a lot of money last week. We'd like to thank everybody who signed up and became a member of KUT for our fund drive. And we know a lot of people listen to the Red Clay Ramblers on that show because we get all kinds of requests for them. And they'll be up here in just a minute. I'd like to mention one thing we have. AFTM has its 10th annual anniversary newsletter over there at the table. And if you're a member, you got one in the mail already. It's a compilation of articles that appeared there between 1974 and 1984. It has a lot of good informative things about how to buy instruments, how to play instruments, one about Mansell Lipscomb, about records, about playing the fiddle, all kinds of interesting articles. So if you didn't get one and you're not a member, go over and find out how to become a member. Speaking of that, members Pat Moran and Jim Bayless. I need to go over to the table for just a minute. Pat Moran and Jim Bayless have been requested to report to the AFTM table. You got it. Okay, they're there. Well, I guess if y'all are ready to play, we're sure ready to listen to you. Okay, so while we're going to go right ahead, and I'll just wrap up my spiel here and get on.
On Texas music. And we're really pleased and excited to be able to welcome these people here today. Okay. out by introducing you to this lady. Let's all welcome Hallie Wood. And just wandering in now, Joseph Lomax.
What is the name of this program called? Texas Music. Well, I have to make a little disclaimer. It's not all going to be Texas music. It's going to be mostly Texas music. This is a song I learned from Judy Leadbelly. It's good for me to warm up on, but it's also a grand song. Old Howard's dead and gone. 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 God knows left me here to sing this song. Old Howard's a poor boy. Poor old Howard's a poor boy. Old Hardy was a poor boy. Old Hardy was a poor boy. Old Hardy was a poor boy. God knows that's for me here to shout for joy. Who's been here since I've been gone? Who's been here since I've been gone? Turtle gal with a red dress on. Turtle gal with a red dress on. Turtle gal with a red dress on. God knows let me here to sing this song.
This song, Hallie and I, about a month ago, were invited to go to Shreveport, Louisiana to sing in the 9th, I believe, Red River Revel. It's a festival that is put on there, has been put on there every year for the last 9 years. And this particular year they honored Judy Leadbelly, who is from that part of Louisiana and is buried just about 15 miles southwest of Shreveport. So we got out our Leadbelly books and records and listened to them and so on, and I realized that there was a song of Leadbelly's that he had taught to my father, and my father used to sing that nobody sang anymore, as far as I knew, and I couldn't find it on the records. So I learned this for that particular performance. It's called I'm All Out and Down. I'm all out and down, honey. Well, I'm broke, baby, and I ain't got a dime. Every good man has hard luck sometimes, don't they, baby? Don't they, baby? Honey. Mules and the horses, nickelin' for the corn and hay. Women on the levee, hollering 'cause it's most payday, crying daddy. sweet daddy. Brown-skinned woman keep you worried all the time. Brown-skinned woman make a moon-eyed man go blind. Don't they, baby? Don't they, baby? Honey, what you want me to do? Honey, high yellow woman make a preacher lay the good book down. Jet black woman make a jackrabbit hug a hound. Don't they, baby? Don't they, baby? Working on the levee, skinning mules for Jimmy Ryan. Carve my initials, kayak, on that mule's behind with my line, babe. With my line, babe. Honey, that, by the way, is a mule skinning song, and that must be the only mule skinning song there is. I haven't heard any song called that. So anyway, that's a Lead Belly song that I don't know anybody doing anymore.
No, there isn't anybody. Likewise, with no practically nobody singing the next song, we decided I'd sing the version I know, and then Joseph would sing his. It's just a short little song, and it's one of the few that's supposed to be a truly American ballad. Many of you know about the child ballads, and some for their great antiquity and all. There are only about 40 songs that can be called truly American ballads, and one of them is Only Wise, which I may sing you later, and John Henry, for instance, is one, and this is one, and Staggerly is one, Duncan and Brady. And this is the way I thought I learned it from Beauty, but then Joseph learned it from his father, who also learned it from Beauty. It's not quite the same. Duncan was tending the bar, in walked Brady with his shiny star. Brady said, Duncan, you were under arrest, and Duncan shot a hole in Brady's breast. Brady, you know you've done wrong, coming in my grocery when the game was going on, knocking down windows and breaking in doors, and now you're lying dead on the barroom floor. Women all heard that Brady was dead. They went back home and they dressed in red, come a-shifting and shuffling down the street in the big Mother Hubbard and the stocking feet.
I was looking through some notes that I had recently, and I came across this variant of the same song. I don't think my father learned it from Lead Belly, however, because it just said Bad Man Ballad, Parchman, Mississippi at the top of the heading. So I imagine that my grandfather recorded it from a prisoner in Parchman, Mississippi, because he did go there one of his collecting trips in the 1930s. Late last night I was a-making my rounds, met my woman and I blowed her down. Went right home, jumped into bed, put my hand cannon right under my head. Early next morning, about the rising of the sun, I gets up for to make my run. Well, I made my run, but I made it too slow. Got overtaken in Mexico. Standing on a corner, reading of a bill, up step a man named a Bad Texas Will. Says, looky here, buddy, ain't your name Lee Brown? Ain't you the man that blowed your woman down? Says, yes, oh yes, just let me be. But if you got a warrant, just read it to me. You look like a man who knows what's best. Come along with me, you're under arrest. Well, when I was arrested, I was dressed in black. Put me on a train and they brung me back. Bound me down to the county jail. Couldn't get a human for to go my bail. Well, early next morning, about 9:30, spied the old judge dropping down the line. Heard the jailer when he cleared his throat. Fella, get ready for the district court. The district court is now begin. 12 honest jurymen, 12 honest men. 5 minutes later, up step a man, holding my verdict in his right hand. The verdict read murder in the first degree. I says, Lord have mercy on me. Spied the old judge, picking up his pen. Says, I don't think you'll kill your woman again. This killing of women's naturally gotta stop. Don't know whether to hang you or not, but 99 years in the cold, cold ground. You'll remember the night you shot your woman down. So here I is, bowed down in chains. I got a number, but I got no name. I'll be here the rest of my natural life. All I ever did was kill my wife. This is called The Longhorn Cows, and it's a Western song back from the days when Western music used to be different from country music. And it's one that I don't remember hearing until relatively recently. It's from one of my Uncle Alan's records. I've even forgotten which record it's on now. But I guess I really like the rhythm of it. Because it really has a real horse riding, sort of a gallop rhythm to it. Almost all the really good cowboy songs have a rhythm that you can just associate with being on a horse. And this is certainly one of those. They found this song in Austin, Texas, in, I believe, 1936 from Alec Moore, who was a cowboy that had gotten too old to ride the range, and he was riding a bicycle down around 6th Street somewhere, selling ice cream. And they somehow heard him singing, or heard that he could sing, and got this song and the Buffalo Skinners and a bunch of good songs from him. But this is called I'm Bound to Follow the Longhorn Cows Until I Get Too Old. I'm bound to follow the longhorn cows until I get too old. It's well I work for wages, boys, I get my pay and go. The bosses, they all like me, well, they say I'm hard to beat, because I give them the bow stand off, they know I've got the cheek. Ki-ya, yippee, yippee-yay, ki-ya, yippee, yippee-yay. Now I'm a Texas cowboy, just off the stormy plains. My trade is jerking saddles and pulling bridle reins. So I can tip the lasso, it is with graceful ease. I can rope a streak of lightning, ride it where I please. Ki-ya, yippee, yippee-yay, ki-ya, yippee, yippee-yay. Now if I had me a little steak, I soon would married be. But another week and I must go, the boss said so today. My gal must cheer up courage and choose some other one. I'm bound to follow the Lone Star Trail until my race is run. Ki-ya, yippee, yippee-yay, Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. It's when we're on the trail where the dust and the billows fly. We're 50 miles from water and the grass is scorching dry. The boss gets mad and ringy, as you can plainly see. And I want to leave the trail, my friends, an honest farmer be. Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. And when we get them bedded boys, we think it's for the night. Some horse'll shake his saddle and give that herd a fright. They'll rise up to their feet, my boys, and madly dash away. And it's moving time to the lead, my boys, you can hear some cowboy say, Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. And when we get them rounded up and quietened down again, dark clouds will rise in the west and fire will play on the horns. The boss will say, stay with them, boys, your pay will be in gold. I'm bound to follow the Lone Star Trail until I get too old. Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. Now when I get in Kansas, I had a pleasant dream. I dreamt I was down on the Trinity, down by that pleasant stream. My true love right beside me, she jumped to go my bail. But I woke up broken hearted, yearning by the tail. Ki-yi-yippee-yippee-yay. No, it's this song says G, but you could. I'm pretty sure that this next song, Ramblin' Gambler, was one that my grandfather recorded from someone who sang it to him in Austin, Texas. Isn't it the Gant family?
Yes.
Yeah, he also recorded this song in Austin in the 1930s.
Well, this is really a man's song, but if you sing folk songs, you can't let anything like that stand in your way. It's really Texas. I'm a rambler, Lord, I'm a gambler. I'm a long way from my home. Them people that don't look like me, Lord, they can leave me alone. I once had a little sweetheart. Her name were going to try to plan this so that I wouldn't have to tune the instrument so much. It nearly drives Joseph crazy. There were no instruments in his house, you see. That's one reason why he's such a good singer. Well, that's true. He has to tune up to himself. That's why his pitch is so good.
The song is The Red River Shore. I think it's also a Gant family song, but I'll have to look that up. It's one that my uncle sang, and I've never heard anybody else sing it. Maybe somebody does.
Oh, now I'm doing the Texas River song. Tell me how it goes, honey.
At the foot of At the foot of yon mountain where the fountain doth flow, the greatest creation the soft wind doth blow. There lived a fair maiden, she's the one I adore. She's the one I would marry on the Red River shore. I asked her old father if he'd give her to me. No, sir, she shan't marry no cowboy, said he. So I jumped on my bronco and away I did ride, a-leaving my true love on the Red River side. I spoke to her kindly, saying, will you marry me? My fortune's not great, no matter, said she. Your beauty's a plenty, you're the one I adore. You're the one I would marry on the Red River shore. Her cruel old father did thus interfere, saying he would deprive her of her dearest so dear. He would send him away where the cannon do roar, away from his true love on the Red River shore. She wrote me a letter, and she wrote it so kind, and in this letter these words you could find. Come back to me, darling, you're the one I adore. You're the one I would marry on the Red River shore. So I jumped on my bronco and away I did ride, to marry my true love on the Red River side. But her dad knew the secret, and with 24, come to fight this young cowboy on the Red River shore. I drew my 6-shooter, spun around and around, till 6 men were wounded and 7 were down. No use for an army of 24. I'm bound for my true love on the Red River shore. Hard luck in this world for all womankind. They're always controlled, they're always made mine. Controlled by their fathers until they are wives, then slaves to their husbands the rest of their lives.
Oh, before Joseph sings you this one, I have to tell you, when I was, the years I lived in New York and sang some around there, there was a fellow who used to appear, and he'd like to introduce me this way, and I'd like to introduce, although he's singing about, it's a little, pretty much the same topic. He used to say, always marry a girl from Texas, cause no matter how bad things get, she has seen worse.
This is the Texan Boys, and this is the first song I can remember my father singing to me. At least it seems like this is the one that I remember from the earliest, and it has some pretty vivid imagery in it, as you'll hear. It's always a challenge to get this in the right key because it has a very wide range. No, that's not it. Louisiana gals, come and listen to my noise. Don't go out with Texan boys, for if you do, your ration it will be Johnny cake and venison and sassafras tea. Johnny cake and venison and sassafras tea. Now when they go to preaching, let me tell you what they ride. An old pack saddle all covered in hide, an old hair girth made out of a rope, straddle of a horse that can't fetch a lope, straddle of a horse that can't fetch a lope. Now when they go to preaching, let me tell you what they wear. Oh, leather coat all picked and bare, no straw hat more brim than crown, pair dirty socks they worn the year round, pair dirty socks they worn the year round. Now for your wedding supper there's beef and cornbread, there it is to eat when the ceremony's said. And when you go to milk, you'll milk with a gourd. Set it in the corner and covered with a board. Set it in the corner and covered with a board. Come to the table, thought for to eat. All they had was a big chunk of meat, cooked half done and tough as a mall. An old ash cake baked brown and all, an old ash cake baked brown and all. Now, brandy is brandy, any way you mix it. Texian's a Texian, any way you fix him. While other good folks are home in bed, oh, the devil is a-working in a Texian's head. The devil is a-working in a Texian's head.
Found this in Kerrville, Texas, from a marvelous singer named Geneva Morris. I wish she could be here to sing it for you. I think, as a matter of fact, the way she sang the first stanza, I don't think she, like Joseph, she didn't quite get it in the right key, in the right pitch when she started off and then changed it. But I go ahead and sing it the way she did anyway. You promised to meet me at Adams this spring. Some money you'd bring me or some other fine thing. No money to flatter the case. If we should get married, it'd be no disgrace. So get up behind me and away we will ride to yonder's bright city, where I'll make you my bride. She got up behind him, and away they did go to the banks of broad waters, where dozens do flow. Little old me, I'll tell you my mind. My mind is to marry and leave you behind. Oh pity, oh mercy, pray spare me my life. Let me go as a beggar if I can't be your wife. No pity, no mercy, no pity have I. In yonder deep waters your body shall lie. Then he kicked her and he choked her till she scarcely could stand. Then he threw her in the river below the mill dam. Little old me were missing, nowhere to be found. Her friends all did gather and hunted around. Up stepped old me's mother, and this she did say, Jim Riley is murdered on me, and now run away. They've got him in prison, all chained to the ground. He wrote his confession and passed it around. I can't remember the last stanza, but that's good. What? Oh, hang me, kill me, or hang me, for I am the man that murdered little old me below the mill dam. Thanks, Marion. What's that, dear?
I think I have your original tape at home.
Yes, probably you do. Oh. And another thing that you can't resist singing the songs that are really good songs, whether they're appropriate for your voice or your color. This is a song from, I don't know which prison farm it is, but it was
In Mississippi.
Mississippi,
I don't-
probably Parchman.
Probably Parchman.
I transcribed it for Alan Lomax, and I loved it so that I like to sing it wherever I get a chance. Robert, how are you, dear? Good to see you. Is this a musical curiosity about this is that the melody is based on two minor thirds stacked, which doesn't happen every day, practically never. As a matter of fact, it's B, the so-called fake mode, Locrian mode. That is, it doesn't have a perfect fit. C, E minor, C, E flat, G flat. Well, it's early, Lord, in the morning. Well, when I rise, well, it's early, Lord, in the morning. Well, when I rise, well, it's early, Lord, in the morning. Well, when I rise, well, as I have made a river around my right side, around my right side, baby, around my right side, sugar. Well, I have made a river around my right side. Well, it's Lordy rolling. Well, it's Lordy rolling. Well, it's Lordy rolling. Well, it's come on, boy. Well, and whosoever told, well, he told a dirty lie. Well, it's whosoever told, well, he told a dirty lie. Well, it's whosoever told, well, he told a dirty lie. Well, the eagle on the dollar, baby, it's gonna rise and fly. It's gonna rise and fly, baby. It's gonna rise and fly, sugar. Well, the eagle on the dollar, baby, it's gonna rise and fly. Well, it takes a rocks and a gravel to make a solid road. Well, it takes a rocks and a gravel to make a solid road. Well,
It takes a rocks and a gravel to make a solid road to shoulder. Well, it takes a good-looking woman, baby, to make a good-looking hoe. Well, to make a good-looking hoe, baby, to make a good-looking hoe. Well, it takes a good-looking woman, baby, to make a good-looking hoe. Well, I ain't been to Georgia, Georgia, but I've been told, baby. Well, I ain't been to Georgia, Georgia, but I've been told. Well, I ain't been to Georgia, Georgia, but I've been told. Well, them Georgia women, baby, they got a sweet jelly roll. Well, they got a sweet jelly roll, baby. They got a sweet jelly roll, baby. Them Georgia women, mama, they got a sweet jelly roll. Well, it's Lord, Lord, Lordy rollin'. Well, it's Lord, Lord, keep a calling you, babe. Well, it's Lord, Lord, Lordy rollin'. Well, it's come on, boy. Well, earlier tonight I sang I'm All Out and Down, which is a mule skinning song, and this one's a cane cutting song. I don't know of any other cane cutting songs. This is Ain't No More Cane on the Brasses. Ain't no more cane on this brasses. Lord, 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 it's all been ground into molasses. Lord, Lord, Lord. Should have been on this river in 1904. Lord, 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 find a dead man on every turn road. Lord, Lord, Lord. If I had a sentence like 99 years, Lord, 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 all the dogs on the brazos couldn't keep me here. Lord, 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 don't you drive me, Captain, like you drove poor Shine. Lord, 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 drove that bully till he went stone blind. Lord, 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 should have been on this river in 1910. Lord, Lord, Lord. roll the man. Lord, Lord, Lord.
There was a black singer from the prison farms who called himself Muddy Waters. He died just recently, and I'd just like to sing a little snatch of something that his name was McKinley Morganfield, and I'm pretty sure this is a song that the Lomaxes collected from him years ago. It's just, he don't work in the country and he don't forest his farm. I'm gonna stay till my Maybelle comes and she's gonna call me son. Diamond Joe, where'd you find him, Diamond Joe? Where'd you find him, Diamond Joe? My Black Joe. Went up on the mountain to give my horn a blow. Thought I heard somebody say, yonder comes my bow. Diamond Joe, where'd you find him, Diamond Joe? Where'd you find him, Diamond Joe? Diamond Joe, Diamond Joe, where'd you find him, Diamond Joe? Where'd you find him, Diamond Joe? My Black Joe.
Lonely gal in the rain and hail, driving them doggies out on the trail. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, me and my Donny gal are bound to go. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, me and my Donny gal are bound to go. Well, a cowboy's life is a weary thing. It's ride and rope and brand and sing. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, me and my Donny gal are bound to go. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, me and my Donny gal are bound to go. We ride the range from sun to sun, for cowboys' work, Lord, is never done. We're up and gone at the break of the day, driving them dogies along their way. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, me and my Donny gal are bound to go. Rain or shine, sleet or snow, me and my Donny gal are bound to go. We're lone Donny gal in the rain and hail, driving them dogies out
heard that when I was a very young woman from Allen first, and it was the longest time that I thought Donegal was his sweetheart until all of a sudden it dawned on me it was his horse. What is the next one, dear? Oh. I don't have, usually I sing people a little snatch of the Streets of Laredo that everybody knows, you know, the da 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 da, and then a da dum da 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 dum, that one too. Well, this is a little bit different one that was came from Sugarland, and the singer was Ironhead Baker. James Baker was his name, but like Lead Belly, he got a nickname, Ironhead. Early one morning, I passed the St. James Hospital. It was in a long one morning month of May, when I looked out the window and I spied a young cowboy wrapped up in white linen. He was cold as the clay. Says, come along, dear mother, and seat yourself by me. Says, come along, dear father, and sing me a song, for my knee bones are aching, and my sad heart is breaking, for I'm a poor cowboy, and I know I've done wrong. It was once in the saddle, Father, I used to go dashing. It was once in the saddle, Father, I used to go gay. But now round some church house come those handsome young ladies, so they can carry me, Father, to my grave. Get 6 young gamblers, Father, to carry my coffin.